Program is sponsored by Shenanigan Sports Pub.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the side.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, coming to you live from our respective homes all over Broward County. Got Lubie up in Coral Springs. What happened to Defo? Defo just bolted.
Here, but
There he is. Okay, he's frozen. He's up there somewhere in Lauderdale by the Sea or wherever that is. And I'm here in humble old Dania Beach. We're on the South Florida Live networks. We're on the Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group page, 110,000 strong. And I'm filibustering because I was a little bit late. No, I'm here. Okay, that's good.
So if you need me to do whatever you got to do, it's fine.
No, I'm good. I got us up and running on Let's Eat. And I think 2 of the 3 Hollywood squares are up and running. And you can hear us and see us. Defo might be a little frozen in time. Lubie, how are you today? Because I would ask Defo, but I'm going to get... How are you?
I'm fine. I'm well. I was just talking, actually, you called that telling our conversation with a buddy of mine who is thinking of making a career move. And it's so funny, like, when we talk about the world of social media, you only get the snapshots of people's lives, and everyone's life looks like it's the greatest life ever. And that's what's sort of good and then bad about social media. And I forget because we go out and eat every day and we spend our days laughing because we really do. Mostly that's what we do, is laughing and poking fun at each other and having a good time. That my life to a lot of people is like, wow, I just want what you have. And I'm like, really?
Would you trade bank accounts?
like, we're growing and we're happy, and the momentum is the direction you want it to be.
Yes.
I'm like, but like, I envy the crap out of you with your stable check every 2 weeks that you know it's gonna come.
I used to have a life like that, and I threw it all away. And you know what? Freedom, baby.
I'm fine with it. And exactly, I do feel free, and I do feel like no one can take it from us. We every day can go and do a show. Will we get paid? Right now, yes. But no matter what, no one can do what 940 Wings did to us, or Sun Sentinel, and you worked out with the Sun Sentinel. No one can take our platform away. We own it, and that's great. But again, like everything in life, there's always drawbacks to everything. So just before you dive headfirst into things, understand it's not this panacea. Like, there's no panacea in life. There's always good and bad to everything.
Well, this friend of yours, what is his career? And
he's digital marketing. He, like what my wife does, digital marketing.
Oh, okay.
He does all components of it, and he's worked really hard to get. Whereas Shirley's younger and got right out of school and just got into it on her own. He is my age, and he's done a bunch of other things, and he really had to bust his ass to get into this. And we've helped him have good opportunities, and we've helped him get to where he is, and he's done it himself. He's worked really hard to get there. So, but it is because it's a very demanding field, you know, like there's a lot of
competitive things.
Yeah. There's a lot of, especially they deal with hospitality. So you're dealing with hotels who are very micromanaging,
seasonal and micromanaging and all that.
So he's in a place where he's trying to be happier, and I laugh, and I'm like, aren't we all like that? So that's the thing is,
grass is always greener, and in my case, it's the stomach is always fuller. Well, anywhere I go, anything I do, it seems like I have a full stomach. And I was going to talk a lot about how, you know, I thought I was moderating my ways and you know, going to be eating healthier, but this morning I kind of reverted to my old form in that I had back-to-back breakfasts inadvertently. You know, I'm trying to cut down on doing the double meals because that's not healthy.
Oh, good for you.
But what happened was I texted my daughter at like 8:30. She needs my car today because she does her internship later on in the day. And I didn't have a remote show today, so I'm at home all day. I could do all my work at home. And I texted her about 8:30, like, hey, you want to grab some breakfast? And then I'll do a little walk. Never heard from her. And then I ended up like cleaning out the fridge, making a pot of coffee. I found this bacon that I had from last week at NYY Steak up at the Coconut Creek Casino, that big, hefty, thick-cut bacon. And I chowed down on that. I started like putting away some other things. There was a piece of cheesy garlic bread from Pizza Spot that was in there from last week. I toasted that up. So I was pretty full. And then I get the text from my daughter at like 9:45, like, hey, you want to go out for breakfast? I was like, sure. And we ended up going, we got a plethora of breakfast options in my local neighborhood here in Dania. And we ended up going to First Watch, which of course is a national chain, but I think they really do a good job. They have a very nice selection. They have health-minded choices. They have, they have really good coffee, and they give you a full, pot of it. So, and it's reasonable, But the thing was, today I just posted, I had an experience. We split like French toast and an omelet. And we got this Borgata omelet that they call it, which is their version of a bacon, avocado, and Monterey Jack cheese is how it was described. And it's it's topped with some sour cream, served with a little side of pico de gallo and some toast and either side salad or potatoes. Of course, my daughter dragged me into the unhealthy side and got the potatoes. But this omelet, it was very strange because on the top it had sour cream and it had this little smidge of green thing that looked like an avocado or the guacamole, but it was actually a little nub of avocado. Okay. It looked like if, I posted a picture on Let's Eat just now. And I said, discuss the amount of avocado, because there was no avocado inside.
Oh, really?
I thought it was, and I thought, all right, maybe they just gave it a little color on top. But when I cut into it, there was hardly any cheese. It was just a lot of crunchy bacon inside the omelet, but no avocado at all. Maybe there's a shortage again. Defo might know about these things. He usually keeps up on the avocado shortages. But it was bizarre, but it wasn't enough for me to complain about. I just was bewildered. I wasn't going to start saying, where's the avocado? I need more avocado. And I'm not. But I was just amused because this picture I took, when you see it, it looks like an aerial view from 35,000 feet of an avocado. It's like a little dot.
But avocado's in the title of the omelet, right? Like
avocado. So it's bacon, avocado. I don't know what the Borgata is, bacon and avocado. They didn't fit the cheese in there. It should have been, but I don't know how you fit the cheese.
Okay. But they put the two words equal, right? You are bacon and avocado. They give you a ton of bacon. I don't understand not having at least a decent amount of avocado.
No, and again, we were in a rush. First of all, the place was packed for a Wednesday morning. We were all shocked because
First Watch gets packed. That place, that's the one thing about that place. It's
on the weekends, but this was like Wednesday morning, and I know it's like school's out, but like I guess the rest of the world is like us. Like nobody really works full-time jobs anymore. Here it is. You see this? There's the aerial view.
That's all the avocado. That's
all the avocado contained in the Borgata omelet. And again, $12.99, reasonable these days for an omelet with with potatoes and the toast and stuff like that. But do you see that little nub of green substance?
I don't know. I mean, we were somewhere last week and they gave us a ton of avocado. I don't understand. I know Defo joked about the New York place with a $30 guacamole, but like
I could have gone for some of that now. I should have brought my own guacamole.
It looks like they were doling it out in those kind of portions.
How are you, Defo? You made it.
Good. Yeah, I was a little squiggly there. It was the verbal ransom note I was getting, and then you guys are freezing up. But I did catch the fact that you somehow managed to eat a couple of breakfasts.
Yeah,
which I find fascinating because usually it's a couple of lunches or a couple of dinners.
Well, now I'm satiated. I don't need to probably have any lunches. This is good. And I got a little concerned for you, Defo, because when your screen went to black with a little D in a circle, and I thought maybe you checked out. Like, let's be
could be. I mean, believe me, my number's been blinking on the board for the last 50 years.
How are you today?
I'm good. I feel pretty good. I got a good night's sleep. Very enjoyable. I was watching this program. I'm a big tennis fan. If you get a chance on Netflix, if you're a fan of sports documentaries and behind the scenes type of stuff, Breakpoint is excellent. And I'm enthralled in that right now. And then, I did something I never thought I would actually do again in my lifetime. And that is, I sat in front of a TV last night in time to catch the beginning of a Marlins game by design.
Oh, wow.
And I watched a lot of this game last night.
I thought you were going to tell me that you binge watched The Bear after I was talking.
You know what? I'm curious to see that because you could say something about it. Lubie could say something about it. When Sarni gives you the needle, then it's time to go ahead and watch The Bear. So it sounds like something I would enjoy. It really does.
All these streaming services, I guess I have them all now because it shows up.
I think I have
on
Hulu.
Yeah,
but I don't have ESPN3. I have some things that you can't imagine, and then other things that you figure would be routine are not part of the package.
Hulu is bundled with ESPN and Disney in this combo pack. That's the one I have. I'm paying. I think it's up to $16.99 a month. I share it with some others, and the way they share their Netflix with me. So between pooling, this is where it's good to have cordial relations with the ex-wife and the daughter and all that stuff, because I basically get their Amazon Prime for my NFL games and the Netflix from them, and they get the Hulu from me. So I think that's a fair trade.
Sharing is caring, my friend.
It is.
There's still an element of caring involved. Who knows? Maybe it could be the spark that's needed to get the relationship back on track.
We're not doing that. We're happy with
right.
the way things are right now.
You're having dinner together. You're doing this. You're doing that.
He's trying to cause trouble in my current situation.
I think it's very admirable that you guys are amicable with each other. That's fantastic.
Yes, we're back to good. For a while there, I was on the outs. That was after the Super Bowl brouhaha. I still forgot what I did exactly. But
you defended your daughter in a position that your ex-wife found to be questionable.
Right. And then I got tossed and unfriended on Facebook. But I'm back as a friend on Facebook. And I've been getting invited to she made the nice Father's Day family meal. And then there was another family meal along with her boss and another friend that was in town last week. So that's 2 Sundays in a row that I got the good Michelle cooking, and 2 Sundays in a row that she used the fine products from Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood. So anytime you could have a meal and also a plug at the same time for one of our great sponsors.
Well, and it shows you that, outside of marrying you, she has impeccable taste.
She does. Now, let's get to some of the talking points of the day. Well, you mentioned the Marlins, and I tried to kind of, introduce a little bit more of the Marlins sports talk yesterday, because they are on a roll, and they're 12 games over 500 now.
I think it's 11.
And
12,
right?
12
They beat Boston
12
last night. Yeah. So
12.
let's do some quick math here. You got
It's
the
12.
record in front of you? Okay.
It's 12.
It's 12.
I know.
I have not watched any Marlins games yet, probably because I don't get Bally Sports or Fox, whatever the local cable provider for them is, because I have Dish Network and they're in some sort of standoff with Fox Network. I still don't get Channel 7 for 5 years. And you know what? I don't miss it. Sorry, Belkies. I never see the bites with Belkies.
Well, it's just the NFL. The only time I ever watch Fox is the NFL games.
Yeah, well, that, and of course the Masked Singer. I can't believe I've gone 5 years without.
And you won't see Seacrest on Wheel of Fortune. No, that's not on Channel 7.
No, that's on Channel 10. Yeah, let's talk about that. They say the rich get richer. What the heck? The guy's already got every gig under the sun, every gig on the planet. When is enough? And somebody should just say no mas, or they should make him give up everything else.
You know what? I mean, like him or not, the guy is a very professional television, and I haven't heard his radio show, but he's very professional at what he does. I mean, you may not care for him or whatever, but he's very good at it. I mean, and not in a way that would be, it's not like Stephen A. Smith is really good at what he does, but what he does is alienating to virtually everybody.
Kind of like me with Let's Eat being the moderator.
You with Kevin Harlan, I guess, would be in the announcing category. But Seacrest is smooth at everything that he does. So why not? I mean,
he's smooth as the block of Kerrygold butter that was melting in my mouth.
And he has that kind of persona that America can embrace, obviously. And he's done very well for himself. I mean, the thing with him is a shrewd businessman. He essentially was the executive producer, I guess, of the Kardashian shows and
Yes.
all of this stuff on. He may even own a piece of the E Network. I don't know, but he's made himself a fortune. He doesn't need to work, so I kind of respect that because he just enjoys doing
Instead,
it.
he doesn't need to work. Instead, he works 20 hours a day, and his eyeball popped out from all the stress of going back and forth. He was doing the New York, LA
thing. Did they?
No, that he basically resigned from that show, and now it makes sense why, because he wanted to have more free time to do the Wheel of Fortune gigs. So yeah, this was in the works. I want to see him thrown off of American Idol and the radio. His radio show is just utter pablum.
I've never heard that. It was an iHeart show, highly touted. I mean, he was, clearly the number one guy that they had in terms of assets over Elvis Duran and some of the other, DJs. But you had to figure that he had massive access to, schmoozing stars on that kind of a show, which is a sort of thing that makes up the content of a lot of those shows. And he would be the guy that had the most access to it because he had this whole thing going in Hollywood. But no, I mean, some people are just like that. They love to work. I don't know. I mean, how much cosmetic surgery is that going to come back to haunt him? Because he hasn't aged even 1 hour since he started American Idol 20 years ago.
I say the guy should just be charitable and give one of these gigs to Brian Dunkelman, the original co-host of American Idol, who
Dave Gurgley, our
Uber.
friend Dave Gurgley really wanted that job, and he's been passed over again, and I'm very upset about that.
Well, Andy said that I was in the top 6 until they saw me eat, and then I was immediately.
That would be a highlight on national television, I would think. It's only a matter of time. Lubie's
like Vanna White should bring me a sandwich every night to.
How about Vanna's 66 years old? I mean, speaking of looking good for your age,
I told you my Vanna White story, right?
Don't tell me you dated Vanna White. Yeah.
No, I've never. But I never met Vanna White. But I worked with a guy who once bathed naked with her.
Oh yeah, that had to be a highlight of his life.
Well, his name is Forrest White, and it's the first cousins, and they used to splash around in the bathtub together growing up as kids in South Carolina.
I was thinking maybe Georgia, Alabama.
It was close. But Forrest, he sent me some birthday wishes the other day, and he's still up in South Carolina. We worked together in Spartanburg, and we were both in the Bid for Bachelor's auction where we both were auctioned off. But he told me the story that, one time when they were kids, I don't know why they got in the bathtub naked together.
They're like 2 years old. I mean,
they were 2 years old.
Okay, that's understandable. We used to do that in a fountain in, I forget what park it was, where they had the fountains in the city.
Except you did it 2 years ago.
I mean, that wouldn't be surprising if I got caught doing it now. There's going to be the day I walk out of the house without any pants on. You know this, man. And you better go easy on me the day that happens. I don't want to, be ripped endlessly here on the show. Yeah.
Oh man.
Old Jewish man found naked on A1A. Imagine I'm doing a walk of life. I'm just thinking to myself, hey, he's in life grand. And then the next thing you know, I'm surrounded by cops.
Oh, no.
Exposing myself at a bus stop to some old lady. Unbelievable.
Hey, so did you see? I sent you your, I finally approved your Munster.
I saw that. Yeah, it's getting some good traction there, isn't it?
And I was kind of away and occupied yesterday, but I did a whole bunch of approvals this morning. So your Munster cheese post was a hit. It looks like there's
people
like 80
seem to
responses.
like it. They seem to like it. The majority
we're up to 100 answers.
In favor. Yes.
And it seems like
I don't put anything cheesy up there, Mayo. You know that. All of my entries on Let's Eat South Florida have at least received, I would say, 100 comments.
You know how to generate, engagement and content. You're a professional, just like Ryan Seacrest. And
it is a curiosity point because, I had another slice of the only thing that was in the fridge at the time after Mustang had claimed she was going grocery shopping. So I was relegated to eating another slice of Munster cheese the other night. And you are right, Mike Mayo. I mean, for a rare time, we're in complete agreement on something, and that is that Munster cheese is very questionable. I mean, what is the point of it?
Well, here's the thing. I'm surprised because it seems to be running
very favorable.
It's not an official poll, but I'm going to say 60 to 65 in favor of Munster cheese.
I think it's higher.
Me and Defo are in the minority on this, and somebody, Giselle B, says, "I love it. I don't find it flavorless and boring and pointless, and all the bad things people are saying about it."
Well, you
My
said that.
favorite
You were the first guy to weigh in and said this stuff sucks,
Flavorless and painless.
and you did it in your typical, very disparaging, derogatory,
dismissive,
Mayo fashion,
condescending, total
condescending,
arrogant
like a
way.
Jay
I
Billis
am
talking
such
basketball. It was great.
such a prick,
Yeah.
right? People just love to hate me. No, I just
But it
find
was
it.
it
Look,
was it was forthright. It was good. I mean, be transparent about it. I respect that.
no, I mean, sometimes I have definitive opinions
Yeah.
about food, and I'm not afraid to share them. And if that offends people, I'm sorry, but
You are the
get
man.
thicker skin.
You
I
are
mean,
the man.
just because I don't like something doesn't mean you can't. You
Exactly.
can like it.
Sure.
It means I'll think less of you as a human being. No, everybody
You
can.
can't dislike
like what they
somebody or
want.
unfriend them on Facebook because they like Munster cheese. Now that would be
No,
that would be
Just-
really reaching for a reason to get rid of
and
something.
again, and some people make the really nice observations that if you combine it with other cheeses on a grilled cheese,
That's
it
awesome.
makes for a nice grilled cheese. A lot of people were saying if you combine it with what's that? Gruyere cheese, which is
Oh, yeah?
a really nice, little bit stronger, smokier cheese, also French. And then I saw somebody made a post about Checkers Old Munchen, the
Oh, yeah?
German place up near
Don't tell me
you.
they feature
And they
Munster
said
cheese.
they have not Munster cheese with the UE, the American version. They have Munster cheese,
Munster.
original Munster cheese, which is the one from Germany, which apparently is a little bit stronger and
Okay.
it has some flavor. And apparently they serve it there as an appetizer, the real European Munster cheese with some sort of strawberry or berry compote. So that sounds like interesting when you have some cheese and fruit and you smear it together with some crusty bread or something.
I'm laughing
I-
because it was just the picture that made me laugh. That's the reason I posted it. It was like this block of glop. And you're thinking, do I
think
really
you-
want to cut a piece of that? Nah, I really got to be desperate. to
Did
get
you
it.
violate any copyright laws?
I don't know. It came off of
pilfering
like
that,
Wikipedia, so
photo?
whatever. They're always begging for
So,
money,
good luck.
which I don't blame them. They're a good source of information. Last second, you're
so-
interviewing one of those guests that Lubie sets up that you have no idea who they are or what they've ever done in their lifetime. Thank goodness for Wikipedia, my friend.
Well, I congratulate you because you managed to come up with a fairly intriguing post about a completely bland and pointless cheese. So
I didn't even, there was no opinion given by me, which I would be with
And
you.
that's what I
if
love.
you like Munster cheese, that's fine. I don't detest it or anything. I just wouldn't go out of my way after eating it recently. And there was a time that I probably, would have said I liked it. But it was a long time in between slices, and when I had it again, I was like, "Wow, that has nothing to it, zero."
you know what's really good? If you get a slice of Wonder Bread, you put a scoop of vanilla ice cream on it and melt some Munster cheese on top.
It sounds
I
like
think that
completely
could be-
disgusting.
An actual.
What would prompt you to even come up with
He's
something
joking.
like
He's
that?
trying to combine three bland things. Is what.
Oh
Three
yeah, I mean
bland
that's right
things.
off of your kid's plate. Yeah,
I think it might be okay. I'm going to try that. I think experimenting and then throw a little bit of like a balsamic drizzle on top. I think that could be a really good dish.
the drizzle would add too
Um,
much flavor.
Yeah, maybe a brioche bun
Exactly.
like they do
Your
at some of those Thai
condemnation of
restaurants.
vanilla ice cream, though. I mean, even lousy vanilla ice cream is usually pretty good.
I-
What'd you say?
Look, I don't condemn. I'm just saying it needs a little something like either got to put chocolate chips or a little syrup or some butterscotch or something. If you just eat as good as that Breyer's vanilla is, and here I am ragging on my mother again because that's what her lunch dessert is every day. One scoop
One scoop of
the
Breyer's vanilla
Breyer's
with the beans in it.
natural vanilla with
Yeah,
the
the
beans.
beans.
With the
That's
little
what you
flecks
need.
of the beans.
Yes.
And she loves that. She eats it up every day. She used to be a chocolate and a mint chocolate chip person.
Okay.
But her stomach, she's just gotten a little bit more sedate in her, in her advanced years, and she enjoys it. It's creamy, it's smooth, it really goes down easy. It's like butter, only it's not butter; it's vanilla
Better.
ice cream.
The soda shop that we had in Brooklyn on Myrtle Avenue in Clinton was called a Briar Patch. And
Mhm.
they, it was almost like you would see today where you have like a Ben and Jerry's or something or, a Baskin Robbins. That was the featured ice cream, obviously. And they had the logo of Breyer's ice cream. And that was the big thing in Brooklyn. I mean, that was pretty much the premium at that time. So I always liked it. I think you can savor Breyer's vanilla with the beans in it without putting anything else
Okay.
on
No,
it.
that's a purist minimalist approach. The same way I like that plain tomato pie
Yes.
at
Which Lubie thinks
Wade's
you're
at the pizza
crazy,
spot.
but you like it. So that's what makes the
It's
world good.
just the dough and the sauce and a little bit of spice and just a sprinkle of the pecorino romano cheese, not layered with heavy blankets of
Don't you think that
mozzarella.
originated from some guy that was training at Pepe's and forgot to put the cheese on the
Yes,
pizza?
100%.
And then he served
No,
it to
it's
somebody like that, and they didn't complain. So they said, "Hey, look, it's a hit."
It's
No?
a totally old school Italian thing.
Okay.
There's places, little towns in Italy where maybe the cows or the sheep weren't running around and they couldn't find any fresh cheese, and they just threw the tomatoes on it. I don't know. I'm making things up. I'm sure there's some food historians out there who can find out these things, but I know the plain sauce, like tomato pie, has been a thing for a long time, and it's my thing. It's a great minimalistic thing, just like you like your plain vanilla.
Oh no,
ice
give me
cream.
a
Hey,
vegetable pizza all day at the pizza spot, all day long, my friend.
oh, speaking of vegetable pizzas, did you see like some guy on Let's Eat? These are the posts that drive people crazy. Says, I forget the name of the joint, some pizza place that's been around forever up in Central Broward. He goes, I've been going to this place for years and I always love it. And I always love their vegetable pie. But yesterday I got this and it was completely crappy. And he just shows this picture of this kind of tired looking, very thinly, sparsely populated
Like a
vegetable
Whammo
pie.
Frisbee, he put the picture up.
And congealed and not many vegetables. He goes, there was not many vegetables, and they're up to like $28 for the large pie.
It's a stinger.
And he's just like, is just basically, just completely what's the word? They're
Trashed
just trashing them. Yes, thank you. There's some other flaming. Flaming is the internet
It's
term.
lame.
All right.
And immediately, my comment is, of course, is like, what did management say?
You
when
always
you,
that's your out, man. You should have been an attorney. Your mother was right.
But that's what
Did you
restaurants
ask
want. It's
management,
like,
Mr. So and so, about this?
Don't go on a group with 110,000 people and flame the joint after you supposedly love it for years. And I looked at his history, didn't see one post praising the place in all those years. He got all those great pies.
All right.
No, the one time he comes on is when the pie wasn't to his satisfaction.
Obviously.
First of all, it's like, what do you want me to do about it? And number two, say something to the guys that have been going there for years and say, hey, I'm a loyal customer. This vegetable, what's going
What's
on
up with
here?
this pizza? Exactly.
And they might have given you a make good for, okay, next one's on us, blah, 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 whatever. Let them do whatever they're going to do. But just to go on there. And of course, people are attuned to it. This is why I love my group, or it's not my group, it's our group, the Let's Eat South Florida group, run in conjunction with the fine folks at the Sun Sentinel. But as opposed to Yelp, where somebody just goes on in flames and then it's only up to the restaurant owner to come back, and then it makes him look small if he like starts chirping them. Here, all the various members start chiming in with like, well, what did the management say? Oh, nice for you to come on here and just after 100 times loving them, just the one time it goes.
Did anybody agree
all
that
the
the place has gone downhill or something? Or nobody, right?
A couple of people.
Oh, yeah?
Couple of people.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was one of the things. But you get that whole smattering of things, and that's what makes the
Yeah,
Let's Eat
I'm with
group
you.
so
I mean,
fun.
if you don't like a place, and you're totally dissatisfied after years of being, among your favorites, what's the point of trashing them? Just stop going.
Well, either stop going or give them another chance. I mean, would you just give up on a place after one bad
No,
night?
and
And
I've
that's the
had
other thing.
experiences in places that I really loved, and I thought, I wasn't exactly up to speed that night, but still was good. But yeah, would I go crazy for this and pay the kind of price that I was being asked to pay? No, but I know the place overall has been dynamite. So if I had one kind of meal there, I'm not inclined to condemn the place altogether.
Right. You'll go back. Now, if it happens 2 or 3 times in a row, then you say the place is trending downward. But even then, I don't go on and announce it to the world. I just walk away silently.
That's it. I'm not
with a
coming
tear
back.
in my eye.
Look,
saying this. But yeah.
I appreciate the site. So the thing is, I don't want to scare people from going on and saying things, right? Like even constructive criticism, is worthwhile because I like the group for that reason. It gives you an idea of somewhere to go, positive, and also look out for this, lean this way, so that's cool. My issue is one bad experience, again, like you guys are saying, shouldn't negate 100 good ones. Now, what I would do is I'd try again, the exact same thing. See how it is. Maybe even a third time, to be brutally honest, because I like giving people a chance, especially if I really like
3 strikes and you're out. That's baseball.
And then I would go and ask what's going on, or I would just say, screw it. Me personally.
Or the person that's dining out could have been off that night. That's
Here's
possible
what-
too.
Right. Here's what I would like to see is in the post said, "Oh, I went to, I called up, I brought the pizza home. I saw it. I took a picture of it. I called up. The manager was a complete jerk and said, 'Go screw.' Or I went back with the pizza. I showed it to him, and the manager said, this looks like a fine pie to me." Just have that. If you do that and you show that you tried and the place was indifferent, then I would be a lot more sympathetic to your complaints. But when you just like gripe without saying that you did anything to take action to kind of just mention it to somebody, then I don't have respect. Says the man who just posted the picture of the smidgen of avocado. But that wasn't a
right at the
complaint.
start
That
of
was
the
an
show.
observation.
Okay.
It's not like I'm saying I'm never going back to First Watch. I like First Watch. I'll go back. I might not order that item again, or I might, if I do order the Borgata, I would say, can you put some avocado?
Why
in
would
the
they scrimp
Borgata
on
this
it?
time?
The avocados. I remember I was trying to make the case there was some kind of
Yeah.
avocado shortage, which there wasn't.
Sure,
You
sure.
quickly shot that down. But the
Well, there is
prices,
at
the
First
prices
Watch.
had escalated a little bit, and they have since come back down. And not only are avocados plentiful, but it seems like the store has at least when I walk by the bin there in the supermarket, there's a big push to get rid of these because they're mostly ripe, which
They're
wasn't
rotting.
always the
They're
case.
rotting in
Yes,
the bins. Yeah.
exactly.
I wish they would have found a few and threw a few more in, but that's okay. I'm not complaining. I was just making
I
observations.
mean, you could have run.
I
And this wasn't the first watch that I'm thinking of because there's one near me, Lauderdale by the Sea, and you could have just gone to Publix and gotten an avocado and come back and asked for like
I
a
said,
spoon.
bring your own avocado.
And
We were
on your own.
saying I could have gone to that place in the Hamptons that you talked about
Yeah,
with the
that $30
$30
guac.
avocado, the guacamole, and brought that and ladled it on generously, and just enjoyed my avocado. Hey, I wanted
How
to
is it
share
too?
a little.
It's really weird, but this is I don't know. It seems to be coincidental, but the thing that you absolutely crave is usually the thing is if they've scrimped on something, like in a salad. Remember, I had that Cobb salad the other day, which was excellent. But I've had it on occasion where the one thing that you want, like you want a lot of croutons or whatever. That's the one thing
Right.
that they scrimped on that time. They got like two on there, and now
That's where communication is good, and say, "Hey, could you bring some more croutons, please?" Do you have any more
I do
croutons?
that, and they're usually pretty gracious about it. Every now and then you'll get the look like croutons on there. What the hell?
Yeah, that's it. I didn't make any issues. I didn't say bring more avocado. I just sat there and ate it and just enjoyed the time with my daughter. I wanted to bring up something, a big news from our friends Phil at the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. They announced their big celebrity chef lineup for next year's event, which is going to be taking place January 8th to the 14th. And did you see? So kind of one of the big names that they've signed up that's going to be participating in some events as a judge and also doing cooking demonstrations. And Chef Aaron Sanchez, who used to be a big Food Network personality, and then Food Network did not renew his contract, and now he is on with your man, the Gordon Ramsay, and that big
Oh, yeah?
what's the show that he does? Hell's
He's
Kitchen.
got like a million
and
of them. Yeah.
yeah, Aaron Sanchez is now one of the featured judges on the various Fox food programming with Gordon Ramsay. So Aaron Sanchez and Chef Jason Smith, who we had on as a guest earlier this year, the guy from Kentucky and Florida, who says, "Oh, honey, what's his name? Lord Honey."
Oh,
Oh, that guy's good. Yeah.
yeah, he was great.
And Chef Nancy Fuller and Chef Nicole Leog, who is a local. Nicole is on Big Brother and now does some work with the other local Memphis Garrett, who also was a contestant on Big Brother, and he's a restaurateur. But Chef Nicole is joining the lineup, and she works, I think, at one of the Memphis Garrett properties now. But they're all going to be part of the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival, and you can go online now to get your VIP tickets for the grand tasting, and it's at vlfoodwine.com. We love to support them, and get the tickets while you can, because I have a feeling those VIP tickets are going to sell out early this year. Phil and Kate doing a bang up job. Well, they're going to be on with us tomorrow.
Nice.
They're supposed to join us for part of the show at Aruba Beach Cafe up in Lauderdale by the Sea, along with Chef Chris Nealon. We're going to have fun up there tomorrow. So that's all things to look forward to. It's always nice that have a local food festival that, Defo's a big fan of food festivals, but he actually enjoyed this one.
I love that one. No, they do a great job.
In general, I had what I thought, would constitute a series of negative experiences. Not that they were bad or anything, but I was disappointed because you really couldn't.
Some of the bigger ones that are overcrowded.
And the drinks were dispersed in thimbles, and I just didn't care for it for the price. I mean, you're thinking, okay, if I walk up to somebody's display, I'm expecting to at least get something I can bite into. I consider, it was worth waiting online here for 10 minutes or whatever to get this particular item that everybody's raving about.
The Visit Lauderdale Festival is the right size. They don't overcrowd it. They don't have too many people. The lines are reasonable. The portions are a nice size. It's not little thimbles. And the other news is that big barbecue event that I've been a judge in the last couple of years. The Ed Randolph, the two-time defending champion, is not going to be defending his crown. He will be at the festival taking part in other ways, but he is not going to be doing the barbecue competition because he just says, let somebody else.
He was like the Rafa Nadal at the French Open of that barbecue competition. But I understand he was going to be the eventual winner.
Yeah, I understand that this year, besides a bunch of the locals, there will be one, I guess, out of town competitor coming in from Austin, Texas. So we'll see if Austin and their barbecue reputation can be upheld in this year's competition. I'll be there being one of the judges, taking right-sized bites. When I'm doing the judging, I don't put on my grotesque displays. I actually
some similar characteristics that you exhibited at that burger thing that we were at, that barbecue thing. Yeah, you were slobbering some stuff down. No doubt.
Sometimes after I do my delicate tastings and I could write my notes, then sometimes I just chow down because it's good stuff. So that's it.
I wish you had known Lubie when he used to take apart everything that he ate and reconstruct it. Like if he got a burger, he literally would take it apart and then he would move everything around and then reconstruct it to his satisfaction. This was very OCD-ish.
That's some spectrum, some spectrum behavior.
But he never ate anything where it just came and he started, picked it up and started eating it. It would always, didn't matter what it was, a sandwich, a burger, a hot dog. He would rearrange everything about it before he got to it. And he doesn't do that anymore. So you can overcome some of these things.
Yeah. No, with therapy and the proper training, anything is possible.
Proper amount of,
I'm still working.
Direct criticism.
I'm still a work in progress.
Yes.
WIP, that's me, work in progress. Hey, let's say a few kind words about our friends at Delaware Chicken and Seafood. 4th of July. I can't believe it's already 4th of July weekend, and it's going to be Defo's birthday next week. But you're going to need to stock up for a full weekend. It's not just a 4-day weekend. It's like a 5-day weekend or something like that. 3-day, 4-day, 5-day. I don't know. I think everybody's already checked out.
It's going to be 9 for me, I think.
9 days. So go in there. It's at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just south of Sterling Road, across from the Seminole Classic Casino. And you'll get the full array of, the burgers, hot dogs, steaks, sausages, all house made, chicken parts, great wings, or, even if you want to broil up, a full roaster of, they got legs, they got quarters, they've got the fish, the seafood straight from the seas around South Florida, all impeccably fresh stuff. The Key West pink shrimp, which I've been still eating from my last Sunday feast, and so sweet, so fresh. It's still good like 3 or 4 days later. That's how you know the seafood is fresh, because even if you buy it on a Sunday and cook it on a Sunday, it's still good on a Wednesday. I just had it this morning. It's delicious. DelawareChicken.com is the website, so you can check out all the weekly specials and the daily offerings. You want to go in there, get yourself loaded up for the weekend. And if you don't feel like, doing everything, they'll do some prepared food for you. They have, you could get the crab cakes, you could get steamed lobsters, you could go into the grab and go case. They have all kinds of goodies, including their world famous fish dips. Go in there. Doug Carter, his crew, They want to take great care of you. Delaware chicken, seafood. We love them. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
Well, you can always tell the measuring stick is happy and satisfied customers in anticipation of getting a great deal on something great. And it reminds me of when I was at the MGM Grand when they first reopened the new version of the MGM Grand Hotel in Las Vegas. There were a bank of slot machines by the elevators that seemed to be broken, that they had calibrated them incorrectly, and everybody was winning. And the people at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market have that same look on their face as the people that got a seat behind one of those machines because nobody was getting up. I mean, it was just pouring, winners out one after another. And you can kind of feel that vibe in there at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, which, you go to some meat counters or whatever, fish markets, the people are like, they're waiting to get slapped in the face, knowing that they're moved off a little bit. But this is great. I mean, I love the whole situation there. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, they take great care of us, and they'll take great care of you as well. Go check them out. All right, let's take a break, and we'll be back to talk. I got a couple of other things on the agenda, including some of these like Gold Belly, where you have food from iconic places around the country shipped to you.
Huh?
Somebody had a pretty bad experience with Katz's Deli.
Wow.
Wanted to talk more about that after these words on the Lunchbox. Beach Cafe. It's a South Florida landmark, and it's one happy restaurant right on the water. Tables literally on the beach, a place where you could dip your toes in the sand, kick back, relax with island vibes, tropical drinks, and live music daily. You know it. It's at One Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea. And of course, it has Chef Chris Nealon and his famed Caribbean Floridian cuisine. A huge menu with something for everyone. Seafood, raw bar, conch fritters, burgers, sandwiches, salads, deli specials, and of course, that famous Bimini bread. They've got a great staff that'll take great care of you. There's something to celebrate every day. Open 7 days until late. Parking available on site. Happy hour weekdays 4 to 7 p.m. Go check out more at ArubaBeachCafe.com. Better yet, go in there yourself at Aruba Beach Cafe. Good food, drinks, friends, and laughter are always the catch of the day. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. It's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Go in there on a Wednesday. They got buy one, get one on cheesesteaks from 5 to 8 p.m. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. We're back on the Lunchbox. It's a Wednesday, and it's a week away from the big day for Defo. He'll be in Atlantic City, plunging his guts out as Father Time ticks away. Will you be doing this? No, you're a horse player. You're going to be in the race book, right? You don't play poker.
You know, my move is straight to the Borgata, which is the only location in Atlantic City that has simulcasting now. Fortunately, it's you can walk across this field that is loaded. A lot of ducks occupy the field, so you have to be careful where you step, because it's just laced with a duck, whatever, excrement. Rhymes with zit. I'm trying to find a way to put it here on somewhat terrestrial, platform. But but it isn't a bad walk. It depends, on the time of year. Summertime, it shouldn't be too bad. Or you can take the jitney over, but I tend to spend my afternoons there and then back into circulation. I'm curious. I think we're going to check out a new place called Table 2825.
Oh, good. That sounds fancy.
I believe it. It's kind of similar to a Chef Vola's, but everybody says a little bit of a different vibe, and maybe the cuisine is slightly different, because there are a lot of Italian restaurants in New Jersey.
Sounds elevated. Yes, once they put numbers in.
Yeah, that's usually scary. Like 28.25 is what it's going to cost you for a glass of wine. But I don't know how they came up with that number, but it's supposed to be great. Everybody raves about it, so I'm going to try that place.
Good.
Out.
Enjoy. Yeah. You'll go in good health. We got a few more shows this week, and then you'll have a full week's vacation. We're going to be taking Monday and Tuesday off here on the Lunchbox. Meanwhile,
you slackers
on the Let's Eat group, we're entitled.
How come we should be doing a live coverage? Like Lubie and I used to go to these radio rows, and I'm sure you covered a couple of them for the Super Bowl. Why don't they have a radio row or some kind of media, center for the hot dog eating contest, which I think is one of the great athletic events.
They do
of all time.
Well, I mean, the people that own that contest, they do have exclusive televised rights. I think it's still on ESPN.
Should they have like a pregame show where they bring like Kobayashi and Chestnut?
If they were smart, they would invite us up there, and all expenses paid, and give us some hot dogs,
unlimited fries.
Instead, we're going to be doing our day after, where Joey Chestnut is going to be setting the target number, and then me, Lubie, Seth Burger, Beast Gonzalez, and others are going to attempt to match whatever Joey Chestnut ate, all of us together in 10 minutes, coming to you live from Miami's best hot dog joint, Arbetter's Hot Dog. Arbetter, David Arbetter, the actual family name is Arbetter, Arbetter, and their catchphrase slogan is "Our dogs are better."
Now is it a full-blown restaurant, or is it just a hot dog stand? I mean, what's the deal?
It's kind of like a shack. It's kind of like it's like a standalone building.
It's like Royal Castle. If you ever went to the Royal Castles back in the day, it's like a smaller place that does have eating, but also a lot of things.
Well, that place in Atlanta that everybody raves about that you were disappointed in.
The Varsity is bigger.
Big as hell. Varsity is huge.
Varsity is huge. This is a small, a small hot dog joint with a dining room that probably has room for about 40 or 50 people, maybe like 10 tables or so. We'll get the full view next week on Wednesday's show, and we'll be missing you, Defo, but you're going to have a great birthday. Meanwhile, I just want to say that disgruntled pizza person, that post in 5 hours, 17,500 people have viewed it, 145 comments, and now I'm getting to the other meat of the matter, contentious post of the day. From a woman, Meryl, who says, "I enjoy this group and rarely post anything at all, much less something negative." That's always the prelude to, I don't have to crap all over.
You know what, Mike Mayo, you're a great guy and you've been a great husband, but
here's the papers.
Exactly. Yeah.
This one is, sadly, I ordered food for 7 from Katz's Deli in New York for my husband for Father's Day. We had it this weekend. Well, you're a little late for Father's Day. I mean, it wasn't sitting in the bin that long. And unfortunately, we're sadly disappointed. The pastrami and corned beef were extremely fatty. Newsflash, pastrami is supposed to be fatty. The kasha knishes were dry and tasteless. Newsflash, kasha is dry.
It's not tasteless, but close. It's right up there in Munster.
The stuffed derma was grainy derma, who knew? And the gravy was gelled even after zapping it in the micro. Unfortunately, most of it went in the garbage. Very costly and disappointing. Oh, well, it's probably better when you eat it there, but we are in Florida. Okay, so here's my take on this thing. I'm opposed to these shipping. Anytime you're ordering food and you have to have it overnighted in a box with dry ice, it's not going to usually turn out well. And these people that trying to recreate their past, or the nostalgic, Katz's is great, and or the what's the Lou Manotti's pizza, Lou Manotti's deep dish pizza in Chicago is on Gold Belly. People order that. People forget that. Okay. There are perfectly good restaurants right here where you get freshly prepared food. Okay, is it at the same level of your peak nostalgia memories of Katz's from back in the day? No, but is it better than getting something in a box on dry ice and then putting it in a microwave and then complaining about how much it costs and how crappy it is? Yes, and there are plenty of delis, starting with our friends at Grandpa's, Top Hat Deli.
Pomperdale Deli does a really good job.
Pomperdale's great.
The one, even Myron's at the Harrah's Casino there. I think they do an adequate
nice
job.
Yeah.
There are.
I eat a lot of their food because they want us to stay and lose another 300 after turning us onto a free sandwich.
So it's like, people are pointing out it's a vacuum packed. Okay, so it's not on dry ice. I don't even know what it is. All I know is if it's coming in a box and it's being shipped, I'm sorry. I'd rather just go out and take my chances on some of these local places that are actually pretty darn good.
Sure.
And if you want a pastrami sandwich, just straight up pastrami, not the whole deli experience, go to Smoke Barbecue on Ocean Mile. They make this like in-house from beginning to end, and brined and smoked and everything, hand cut pastrami on rye bread with a deli mustard that rivals any sandwich, including Katz's. I mean, Katz's at its height is better, okay, but this is like right below it, and it's $13.99, and you get it right there on the spot. It's hot, fresh, and juicy. So I hate to get on my soapbox. I'm going off there, Defo.
It's okay. You're on a roll.
Soapbox.
I'm not going to stop you.
I'm on a smoke box, okay? But people, it's like one of these play silly games, win stupid prizes, okay? Go out. And it makes me angry.
I'm not going to poo people like Eric who want some nostalgia in their life, or Defo. I guess he doesn't ship it. He'll go to the supermarket and they happen to sell something like a Jonas Schimmel or whatever.
Well, you know what? The thing right away that's a turnoff is you're looking and it says it's such a price or whatever, and you're thinking, all right, do I want to pay like $8 for a knish? And then you see the shipping charge. And, I mean, it's just stupid. The people, we used to say this all the time in the sports talk, Lubie, and that was, if you miss New York so much, just go back there, man. This isn't New York. You're in Florida. You get the beach. You have sunshine. You can go fishing, do whatever the hell you want. Things that you can never do in New York City. So, accept a little bit of a shift in terms of what it is that you're eating if it's not quite up to your New York standards.
Yeah. Well, and look, what I was going to say is I'm not going to poo-poo people. You want to do it, that's fine. But again, people like Eric have lowered expectations, understand it's getting crossed thousands of miles in the air. So like, it's not going to be fresh. And on top of that, to me, look, I was never, and I'm Jewish by heritage, but I've never been Mr. Deli sandwich guy. An atazé sandwich is my parents' favorite thing. That's not who I am. I'll ask both of you right out in New York, is there that big of a difference from corned beef in Long Island in New York City and corned beef in Plantation? Like, I don't understand. What's the difference between the pastrami in New York City? I get a bagels with the water and maybe pizza dough with the water, which we've heard you can actually make up down here. What is the difference between the meat? It's still the same freaking process. Like, unless I'm totally mistaken, please let me know. Like, I don't understand how
It's just nostalgia and lost youth, and everything is always better back in the old days in the old places because, that's the way people's memories are kind of hardwired in them. And if you just put all that aside, yeah, you can find some perfectly I'm not going to say perfectly good, perfectly decent
Yeah.
pastrami and corned beef out there. A lot of it is, again, commercially prepared. Very few places make it, in house by the, from start to finish. But there are, I think, a couple of places that do. I think Top Hat Deli does do their own corned beef. Corned beef is a little bit easier process, less labor intensive than the pastrami. But go out and try. A lot of people like Pickle Barrel up in Deerfield. I'm not the biggest fan of their sandwiches, but they're fine. I mean, so just go out. I'm saying is that 10 out of 10 times, though, I'd rather go eat somewhere local than have something shipped in, and that's all. But if you like that kind of thing, fine, do it. But then don't be disappointed or complain when it's something doesn't turn out right, because you're not in a position to send it back. I mean, you can, I guess, via UPS or Amazon, ship a whole box of perishable food items back to wherever you got it, or just dispute the charge. But you're not going to have a good overall food experience.
Deli sandwiches is not an area that Florida strikes out in by any means.
We have to expand the show, because we keep. This is like, here we are. We're almost done.
And you haven't even given us like any card game losses. I mean, you've outlined in great detail. So how'd you run out of time?
I did want to do a salute to my man, Will Mundi. Will and Joyce Mundi had Mundi's Italian restaurant in operation for 30 years in various places, Hollywood, and now for the last, I think 18 years or so in Dania Beach, right around the corner from me. Very popular spot, including with the racetrack crowd. They recently sold the place. The place is not closing. It's still going to be Mundi's. It's still the same chef. Hector has been there a long time, but Will and Joyce have sold it to a couple, and I did want to, wish him, hail and farewell. Will Mundi, a great guy. He's a horse player. Defo, he plays a lot of golf. He's going to be going to Saratoga next month and having a little R&R up there. But Will Mundi, you've earned it, and job well done. But I was in there last night with the new owners and the same old chef. Hector had a tremendous pork chop parmesan. A lot of people have veal and chicken parmesan. They do a pork chop parmesan where they pound out a bone-in pork chop and then, coat it, fry it, and put the cheese on top. Oh, absolutely great, delicious stuff. So job well done to them. Hey, speaking of Italian restaurants, we got to welcome aboard our new sponsor, Casa Calabria. We're going to be going out there Friday night to kick off the big birthday week for Defo, our man Frank Talrico. And we're going to be going out there and welcoming them to the Lunchbox family out at the Ocean Manor Resort. Obviously, we've done a couple of shows out at Ocean Manor with the Tiki Bar, whose name I
Bamboo
always
Beach.
forget.
What Tiki Bar?
Bamboo Beach Tiki Bar. But Casa Calabria, they're a fantastic Italian restaurant overlooking the water with great Southern Italian food, classic pastas, and meat and seafood dishes are there for the taking. They are open, I believe, every day except Monday. And they are dinner-only establishment. We're going to be putting together a nice little video ad for them after the weekend, but we wanted to welcome them aboard, and you should go check it out, casacalabria.com. And again, the address there, Defo, it's up on
4040 Galt Ocean Drive.
It's super easy to find, and what's cool about it is the word resort's actually a really good way to put it. It's like one of these rare places in South Florida where you could be there for the day. Like the food by the Tiki Bar is great. It's one of the only places outside of Aruba Beach that's right on the beach. And then you can go inside and have a great dinner, and you can then stay there because the hotels have done a really good job with that. So I'm really excited to have them back in our fold. We've been doing stuff with them for decades now, and it's really cool to be back with Frankie and dive into Casa Calabria this Friday.
Very good. All right. I'm looking forward to it. Let's take our last break, and then we'll wrap up this show and maybe say a kind word about the Twin Lobster special at Tropical Acres, too. Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Do you like pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style a pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. And we're back on the Lunchbox. Unbelievable. Another hour has just flown by. And I would be remiss if I didn't tell you, for this long holiday weekend, at some point, you should go check out Tropical Acres. Get in there, get the Twin Lobster specials. That's good for every weeknight, except holidays. They're going to be open 4th of July on Tuesday. They will be closed, as usual, on Sunday this week. But any of these nights, now, tonight, tomorrow, Friday, $39 gets you 2 Maine lobsters, freshly steamed, along with a salad and a side dish. It's a great value, a great dinner, and it makes you think of summer, because that, to me, is those Maine lobsters. That is peak summer sweetness, and we are in peak summer season now, July 4th. Give yourself a break one night. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of cookouts and things over the next 5 days or so. But one night, give everybody a break. Go into Tropical Acres. Go into the bar for the happy hour from 4:30 to 6:30. Get yourself a half-price cocktail and a nice light bite. And then saunter into the dining room. Get yourself a beautiful prime rib, filet mignon, whatever you want. TropicalAcres.com for their upcoming specials and events. And go in there, 2500 Griffin Road, for the finest in family dining. Is all about the service, hospitality, the Studiali family. We love them. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, guys, I think that's it.
Good job there, Mike Mayo. You
Any
were on
other
your game
final
today.
words?
Well, I mean, I'm going to struggle to make post time tomorrow at Aruba, although I think I'm going to make it on time because I forgot I had scheduled some doctor's appointment.
That's okay. If you're a little late, we've got Phil and Kate. We've got Chef Chris. So we've got
I'm going to tell the people that I'm on Mike Mayo's Lunchbox at 12, about 15, 20 minutes away from this location, and I have to be out of here by 11:30.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
I'm Mo Green.
I'd be surprised if the ladies in the office there during their lunch hour don't watch the show.
Yeah, well, it's become a juggernaut, and as I found between Let's Eat and the show, I've got 20-year-olds squealing at me like I'm John Paul, George, and Ringo.
It really is true. I mean, that scene you described at the Capitol Grill was very much like
not Capitol Grill. It's the Miso Bistro.
Oh, Miso Bistro.
Miso
very much
Japanese
like the Beatles arriving in 1964. To play Shay.
And I've got Phil as my witness. He'll be on tomorrow. You could ask him. You ask him to describe what he saw.
We don't feel the need to verify things that you say here on the show.
No, you should. I would actually be interested to hear his description.
This isn't like the Trump taped conversation. We don't need to talk to other witnesses.
I have credibility remaining
with us. Good. I mean, with us, you're all right.
That's good. All right. Defo, you're going to have a tuna melt with some Munster cheese on it for lunch. Enjoy that.
No. I have to be good. And then, I got to fast for this blood work tomorrow after 12 o'clock. So all eating.
Tonight. 12 o'clock tonight.
What's that?
12 o'clock now?
Oh, tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
But, going to sleep. I may as well take advantage of it on my, quest to get into a better shape. So I'm going to. Go ahead.
Do you often wake up and eat at 1 in the morning?
There's the occasion there when my dogs wake me up, and I'll, stop by the fridge there, take a bite of something. But
it's your dogs that wake you up.
But I do eat breakfast when I get up at 5:30. So, I always have breakfast.
okay.
That's my big meal of the day.
You're going to be a little grumpy after the blood work.
No,
Or is it
not really,
April?
because look what I have to look forward to. My first food of the day will be at Aruba.
Oh, that's something to look
Yes.
forward to. A feast. That's going to be great. All right, guys. Thanks again. Everything. Another wonderful day in paradise. Everybody out there, enjoy every Bocado omelet.
Ask for a little more
Bring your own
avocado on the
avocado.
side next time. Talk to the manager.
And everybody enjoy every sandwich.